Welcome, everyone, to an impromptu Monday afternoon live stream with the Cheap Audio Man, your favorite internet idiot, Cone Man 3. Hey, dude. Hello to you. Ooh, they're rolling in. David, good afternoon to you. David Meany. Unknown entity. Second. Oh, my goodness. Dan, my man. Hey, Dan. Morning, guys. Rick Harms. They're rolling. Hey, from Seattle, David. I haven't been back to Seattle for a while. I should go. Hey, Preetham. Dennis. Babcock. Jeremy. Howdy. Howdy to you. Happy time change. No, it's not, Greg. It's not. Fall back is the greatest. It's the greatest because the kids think it's an hour later. They go to bed an hour early. Spring forward, they go to bed an hour later. They don't understand. It's time to go to bed. I don't like. I would just wish we fell back every year. Like I would just wish we kind of continued to fall back, spring back. That'd be the best. Best live chat on YouTube. Andy, I appreciate the compliment. I don't know if I can agree with you though. It's pretty low. It's pretty low res over here. It's the opposite of high res. Greece, Simon Williams. More about us being mentally ill. Hey, I put myself in that category too. I changed the title. That video didn't do very well, although I thought it was a great video. It came from my heart. Greetings from British Columbia. Jay Jones, it's your first time? Come on, man. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Jay Jones. I got a 50 quid 50K. Wait a minute. Audio system. Help. That's some serious stuff right there. Let me get my coffee. I didn't have time to make coffee. I came back. I was running an errand. I was actually shipping t-shirts, which incidentally, I didn't put this in the description. Hold on. I'll put it in the description. Incidentally, if you want to get your hands on the last of the Cheap Audio Man t-shirts, the limited run, I'll put the link in the description. Very nice screen printed t-shirt. Anyway, I didn't have time. I was mailing t-shirts at the post office. Good afternoon, Fidelity Sounds. All right, howdy. Got a lot of people saying howdy. Ooh, look at that hat. Timothy's rocking the hat. I love it. Michael Owens, good afternoon from Missouri. I was born in Missouri. Feliciano, longtime patron. To preamp with AVR or not? To preamp into the AVR? I don't know. You already got a preamp. It's in the AVR. If you want to warm it up, though, you could put like a tube preamp on it. Cheers from Norway. Audio hedonism. I want to go to Norway. I wish we did neither. Pick one, a state on it. I don't know what that means. New York City. Maybe time for a phono preamp. Phono preamps are fun. They can get crazy expensive, though. Just ordered a Carry Audio AS200.2 SE amp. So pumped. Made right here. Pairing with Black Ice Audio F360. Can't wait. That sounds awesome. Best low-res live chat on the Tubi today at noon. I will say I'm the best audio YouTuber streaming at 12:20 on a Monday p.m. Goodbye, Orange. Oh, He got mad about the mental. It's a joke. It was a joke. Come on. We're all a little mentally ill. Goodbye, Orange. Thank you for hanging in with us, but I did not intend to offend anybody. That's the thing about getting offended, right? Like everybody says you shouldn't offend people. Well, that's kind of like a moving target, right? You could have that could have offended me. Orange, you just offended me. I'm offended. I'm triggered. I don't get it. It was a joke, though. It was a joke. Hey, Unreal Wife. Texas represent Timothy. Where are you from, man? What part of Tejas are you in? It claims any difference between DAC shows a failure of the DAC. I don't know what that is. What that means, David. I'm sorry you're not having DAC luck. Bad DAC luck. Portugal. Portuguese. Portugal. Rich, San Diego. Checking in. All right. Sorry, I am late to the stream. Greetings from the UK. Ian, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good start to the week. Boise, Idaho. I think I've only been through Boise once, and I didn't stop. I wish I would have. Idaho is a beautiful state. Recently purchased a Yamaha AS301 and 2 used Warfidel 12.4s. Wow, along with the Weem Ultra. I think I understand the beauty of hi-fi now. That's a great system. Those 12.4s are good, man. And the Weem Ultra, of course, is awesome. Best cheap headphone amp. I've got a bunch of cans from the 70s that need all the ohms. Dude, you got to tell me where you're from. Like, you can't really get much better than the shit. What is it? The Manny? No. Modi? No. Magni. There we go. I think I've got one up there somewhere. It's like $100, man. It's really good. Really good. I think they're 120 now. I think they actually got a little bit more expensive, but they're great. Made in Corpus Christi. So how's that? You'll probably get it in a day. So keep your money in Texas, my friend. They moved their whole outfit out of California to Texas. Spring forward or fall back? Fall back. 100%. It's the greatest. Hey, Emma _no. Kong Day Tour. Hey, Cheap Audio Man. What headphone amp would you recommend to set with the Fozzy ZA3? Well, if you're on a super tight budget, I would look at the Magni. If you got a little bit more buckage in the pockets, Gishelli Labs puts out a great headphone amp. What is it? Archer 3 Pro, I think. It's got tone controls on it. Very good. Very good. Outside of that, I mean, you can probably just take your pick of like SMSLs or toppings or whatever it is, because they kind of sound pretty similar to me. But I'm a big fan of the Skit stuff, and golly, I look weird without glasses. And the Shelly Lab stuff, of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. I missed any super chats? My goodness, we have a lot of comments to get to. All right. No, I lost my place. Lost my place. Kenosha. I can't believe did I get that right on the first try? Need recommendation for a 5-channel tube preamp. 5-channel tube preamp? Like 5 outputs? I don't think it's gonna happen, my man. No, it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. Hey, from Orlando, I'm looking for a good reasonably. I'm looking for a good reasonably too, Dave. Who doesn't want a good reasonably? I'm assuming that you hit return too quickly, And I will absolutely answer your question. Hey, there's my man, Wirehead. What's up? I think you bought a t-shirt, right? I think I shipped it out the other day. Hi-fi is fun if you do it right. I think it's fun even if you don't do it right because you learn. I like learning. I like making mistakes too. Did you review the Fozzy Box X5? If that's like the $60 one with tubes that everybody makes, then yes. If not, no. Snowflakes. Snowflakes. People are easily offended now. I don't blame them. You know, my sense of humor is not for everybody. So I get it. And you got to walk a line, you know, when you're on YouTube and stuff. About, or do you? That's the thing that I struggle with because you can't be all things to all people, right? And when I first started the channel, I definitely wasn't all things to all people. I was wackadoo, did silly things. I almost wish I probably need to get back to that because you're always going to offend somebody. It doesn't matter what I do. If I do a video on something that's $1,000, people say I'm not the cheap audio man. If I do a video on a Chi-Fi preamp that's $70, people say it's garbage. I almost never even get in the comments anymore. I did on that last video though because I was really proud of it. Nobody the right not to not be offended, so laugh and enjoy the joke. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I mean, because everybody can't not be offended, right? Because that's just like, that's the world we live in. That's like going to, never mind, I'm not going to say it. Houston, my man, Timothy. What part? Are you like Houston proper? Are you in Katy? Are you in, that's all what I remember. It's been a long time. I used to go to Houston all the time. Pernell Robertson, South Louisiana. I spent some time in South Louisiana. Homa. I mean, Lafayette's not really South Louisiana, but I've been all the way down to Homa. David Valdez, earlier link I sent. I'll have to roll back up there, but I got to get to these. Tennessee here. What up, Nick from Tennessee? The Netherlands. Very nice. What's the next best thing in audio? Probably like the stuff that was good back in the day. Like if people make, so audio's in a strange place. So I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine. Because there's products out there that have DAC streamers, everything in them, right? And they're really good. Stuff from Cambridge Audio, stuff from RuArc. You know, you got great integrated amps that have everything in it. And we were talking and I'm like, dude, if somebody wants to crush it, they need to go backwards and go like all analog and then do it better than anybody else does it, or cheaper, but still really solid quality. It's like it's tough to compete with all of the technology going on right now. So don't zig while they zag. Go old school. So I think it's going to be a chase for like lower cost all-in-one streaming amplifiers that have some DSP in it, would be my guess. But yeah, that's probably going to come down in price, which is cool. JB's in Fort Worth and will trade fantastic bourbon for information. JB, we need to hook up, man. You should email me. It's the channel name at gmail.com. If you need some stuff, I'll give you some stuff. I'm trying to clean out the house. Let's see. In the internet age, Rich Melcher. One should not waste energy getting offended. Too much to be offended by, too much to misinterpret. Absolutely. The funny thing is, every time I do a live stream, I lose like 10 to 15 subscribers. Sometimes maybe a little bit less. But yeah. Jelly Domino is in the UK. Love it. Ontario, Canada. Love it. At the office, hi-fi is better than work. K-Man, be careful. Don't get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me. Northwest Arkansas, Mr. Randy. I lived in Northwest Arkansas. Van Buren. That's Northwest, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe not north, but it was west. As far west as you can go, about. Your love stream came on at just the right time. Cheap Audio Man love stream. I had 2 Polk 10-inch powered subs get dropped on my front porch the other day, and I'm racking my brain on how to hook them up to my NAD 2200 PE. Ha. All right. Let me see what the NAD. What was it? Oops, that's the wrong one. NAD 2200 PE. NAD 2200 PE. NAD. Oh, it's a vintage amp. You're going to have to probably get something with speaker level inputs. Yeah. If that's what I'm looking at, if that's right. The 2200 from 85 to 89. Is that right? Anyway. Yeah. I don't know if those Polks have speaker level inputs, but if they do, you just run a line from your speaker outputs into that, and then Bob's your uncle. I got the monitor audio. Oh, shoot. Oh, my goodness. I forgot to mention this. Whoo, boy. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Wirehead. New member. We have members available. Wirehead became a YouTube member. Yeah, I figured out how to turn it on last night. I thought I had it on. And then I'm like, people are like, dude, you don't have memberships on. I'm like, I got to figure out how to do this. Because you have to go in and then you have to get like approved. And it's a whole thing. And I'm not used to, I'm like my father. If I don't know how to do something, then I don't do it. If I can't do something in 5 minutes, generally I move on. Anyway. Wow, Wirehead, you're my first member. Look at that. Couldn't happen to a better viewer of the channel. You've been here. You've been loyal. First member. That is awesome. Eric Chrisman, $10. Thank you for all the solid advice on setting up a budget system. I'm rediscovering my love of music. Eric, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Love it. Oh my goodness. Rick Harms is a new YouTube member. Whew. This membership thing has its advantages. Actually, I made like little emojis and stuff. I don't know how any of that works, but you get badges too. Anyway, it's very cool. Michael McAnulty, $6. Man, you're so generous every time I do these. Hey, Randy, in Burlington, Vermont, Turntable took a turn for the worst. Recommendations under $150, or if I stretch it to $199. A couple of options. Look at the Fluence. I think the RT80, maybe the RT81 you can get for $199. And if you buy it through Amazon, check and see if they have some returned ones, because generally speaking, there's nothing wrong with them. You might be able to get it a little bit cheaper than that. Or you can look at something from U-Turn, like the Orbit Basic. I think those are both going to come in around $200. You can look at an Audio Technica, but they're not very good. Wirehead's gift and measurements, gift and memberships. What? I didn't even know you could do that. Gabe Nichols, a new member. You know what? I thought about doing a live stream to plug the memberships, and then I completely forgot about it. And then Wirehead became this is the greatest. It's the greatest thing ever. Dan, now I have to make these videos. I said I would make behind the scenes videos for the members. Now I have to do that apparently. William McDaniel, new YouTube member. Greg Willis throwing me $1.99. I appreciate that. It's a nice picture with a wide angle lens. Michael Owens, new YouTube member. Dave Tracy became a YouTube member. You are the best. Recently found your channel. Long time audioholic. I thought I was going to say something else. I'm like, how did you know? Just rediscovered the love for audio. That's awesome, Gabe. I appreciate you so much. All right, where are we at? We got members coming in all over the place. This is too much, guys. All right. Greg Will, we did that one, right? Yeah, because he had the nice wide angle lens. Michael Owens, YouTube member. Dave Tracy, YouTube member. Michael McNulty, YouTube member. It's raining YouTube members. Greg Willis dropping $9.99 in here. Didn't you just give something? I commented on the wide angle lens. Yeah, Greg, what are you doing, man? I appreciate it. Thank you. The channel appreciates it so much. All right, let's go and let's talk to my friend down south. I'm coming to Mexico actually next week, I think. I'm from Mexico. Hope my country won't tax U.S. hi-fi products. I guess I'll never get hands on Gisele or Schiat. Well, if I knew where you lived, I might pack one in my suitcase. But that would probably make the trip awkward for my wife and children. I've had some people come up to me in public and with my family. My wife doesn't love it. She doesn't love it. Oh, Wirehead, the cheap audio gang. We're making a gang. Can we say that? Can we say gang? Or is that on PC? Will that trigger somebody? Hey, Randy, trying to decide between the Super Lintons and the Q5050s. Any thoughts? I'm the wrong guy to ask when it comes to, the 5050s. Okay. I thought you were talking about a KEF. No, we're talking now. I love both companies, but if you got the room on your credit card for the Super Lintons, I got to go with the Super Lintons. 5050s are great. I actually prefer the 5040s. I think the 5050s, a little bit too bassy for me in my room. It's a great speaker though, but I love the 5040s. Super Lintons are just like wonderful speaker. Wonderful. Ain't life wonderful? I just figured out how to adjust the value. LOL. Very nice. So late. Canada here. What up, Nat? 4-day or is it Ford? 4-day? Randy, why is JDS Labs not getting any review love from you? They've never sent me anything. I think I've talked to them maybe once or something. I'm not really a headphone guy though. And maybe they don't like me. I don't know. I'm picking up a pair of Magnapan MG10s today. Maybe I'll stop bothering Randy to review the LRS now. Oh, Brian Romska, my man. B-ROM. Somebody else mentioned that on the video yesterday, and I'm just like, I might have to bite the bullet. However, I'm doing my taxes right now, so I might have to bite the bullet later after I pay more money to the government. All right. Speaking of travel, what's your go-to for audio on the go? Nothing fancy. You probably won't like it. I used to do the bring the IEMs and bring a dongle deck, all that stuff. Like these have been on my desk for God knows how long. This is my go-to travel. They're not great for music, but they're not bad. And they do some really cool stuff with spatial audio, and they're great noise canceling, and they have adaptive noise canceling. They're great. I use them every day, every night, really. I fall asleep with the left one in my ear. I lay on my right side, left one's in my ear, listening to podcasts. Daniel's from Boston. Hello, Daniel. Are you a young man? You look like a young, happy couple with whoever that is. Unless that's your daughter, because I can't see very well. Could be your daughter. Anyway, you look very happy. And hello. I haven't been to Boston for a while either. I got thrown out of a bar in Boston back in my Navy days. When was that? It was either 99 or 2000. It was a bar down. This is when I used to drink. It was a bar down by Fenway Park, like right next to. We kind of technically we didn't get thrown out of Fenway Park. Anyway, I'll tell a quick story and then I'll get back to all the super chats and stuff. So, if you're active duty military and you go, there's a back gate at Fenway Park, and there's no guy there, and you just show your ID and they just let you in. And you can basically sit if there's an available seat. Well, anyway, me and a bunch of sailors, and no, there wasn't any Marines. So it's just me and a bunch of Navy guys. We're in there, and we enjoyed too many libations. We were not doing very well, and we kept getting kicked out of the seats because people would come that had tickets. T-Man became a YouTube member. You're the best. Why am I talking about? Oh, because Daniel said Boston. Anyway, then we went to other bars, and I did get thrown out of one of those bars. So yeah. Adam Sturock, $5 Canadian. Thank you. Got my Emotiva XT1s and TA2 before border tension issues. Moved my V3 monos, P4 preamp, and SU1. That is actually an amazing system right there. To work system. Auto mechanic. Awesome, man. You know, if I had my druthers and like I was independently wealthy and I didn't have to do anything for money, I would probably be a mechanic just for fun. I like wrenching on things. What you said about going all analog old school is golden to be truly different. Big can power caps. That's right. Big old filter caps on the back and super simple signal circuitry. The 80s power amp golden era could be done so much better. Yeah, I just think it would be fun. Like big beefy amp, somehow trying to like sandwich some VU meters in there. All like 4 analog inputs, maybe a phono stage. Remote control with motorized pot, tone controls, defeatable, loudness button, just super old school. Super old school. Hey, so I wonder if these little things mean that you're a member. Hey, I got to go out and clean out the winter crud from my garage for the Challenger. I need to clean out my garage too. See y'all. Dave, thanks for stopping in and thanks for becoming a member. All right. We got to get some super chats. Vintage JBL. Hey, John Brender. Dude, if you guys aren't subscribed to this guy's channel, these are the best videos because, I mean, not only are they about hi-fi, but they're those cool type of videos where John goes through and he restores or fixes old JBLs. They're so relaxing to watch. He's doing a great job. And John, if you keep on the regular, you putting out one video a week, maybe 2 a week, if you can, you're absolutely going to crush it. So if you're not subscribed to Vintage JBL, you got to run over there. It's great. So here's a cup of coffee for you. Thank you. I'm trying to send a message, but the spell check keeps killing my point. Yeah. Anyway, John's got an amazing channel. Really, really cool. It's gonna blow up. Adventures with Shore Patrol. Yes. Servicemen. Billy Winsock, my man. Servicemen drinking. How unusual. Yeah, we tore it up in Newport, Rhode Island. Because so it was called the Naval Science Institute. And it was for people that were becoming officers, but were already active duty. And so we had all been in the fleet. We got picked up for this program, and then we all went to Newport. So to set the stage here, set the table, you have like, I don't know how many were in my class, maybe 40, maybe 50, bunch of like veteran sailors. And some of us had been out to sea. I had just got back from sea, just got back. And that we'd, most of us had been in for 5, 6, some guys 10 years. And like, you get a bunch of guys that, it's easy duty because you're just going to school. So we were picking up like we were picking up the first 2 years of naval science courses out there. And then we just had to we got yelled at by Marines and stuff like that and had a PT and stuff. But anyway, like we all got together and a lot of those guys, hadn't had any freedom for a while. We tore it up. We tore up Boston. We tore up Newport. We tore up Providence. We tore up Narragansett, Massachusetts. Tore it all up. Randy, with the ELAC Unify UB52 pair well with the Unico Primo. It actually would. You've heard them both, and I trust your opinion. It actually would, with the caveat that you were going to have to burn those ELACs in for a long time before they open up. But the cool thing about the Unico is it's got a tube or tubes on the front end, and it just throws this magnificent soundstage. Yeah, they would pair well. And the Unifies also need some juice on them, and that thing has a ton of current. So yeah, it would pair well. You got to go into it kind of understanding though that the Unifies are a neutral speaker. They take a long time to break in, and even when they break in, you're not going to have that constant air on every song. Now, if it's recorded that way, then you'll get it. But it's a great speaker, powerful speaker. But you got to know what you got to like a neutral speaker. Go put in barracks for 10 days for a night. Got put in the barracks for 10 days for a night. Yeah. That'll happen. All right, we got another sailor here. I was on the USS Iwo Jima back in 2003. We were in the same time. I was in till 05. First timer. Love your show and music. Brian, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Then cross-decked to the USS Nashville. What a crap hole that ship was. CHT leaks. What is CHT? I was never on a surface ship. I was a sub guy. So I don't know what that is. Anyway. Sorry, Randy. I'm a Marine. Don't apologize, my friend. Some of my best friends were Marines because I went to the ROTC unit after NSI, but I wasn't like a midshipman. So it was active duty sailors and Marines because the Marines actually go through Navy ROTC too. But so I got to be very good friends with a bunch of active duty Marines. All right. We got the USS Waddell DDG 24. Man, sea stories. Let's start to tell some sea stories. Pooh. I've got a story about that. I can't tell it. It's too funny. One of the tanks got plugged. And somebody had to go in there and unplug the tank. The CO had to like bribe the guy, like literally. I mean, we didn't have any money because we're out to sea. But anyway, it's a fun story. Funny story. There was vomiting involved. How can I hook up a PO 100 DAC from my Weem Ultra to my Dared DV6C hybrid amp that only has RCA inputs? Let's see. No, you can't. So the PO 100 is not really a DAC because there's no analog conversion. So it's really a digital to digital. So you're taking a USB and then you're spitting out an optical, or I think even an I2S, or I think a coaxial. So you would have to go into another DAC and then come out of it. So just think as the PO100 as kind of a middleman. Cleans up the signal a little bit better. A little bit better clocking. Was Engine Man 92 to 98. Was on the Holland in Guam. One of the guys on my boat was supposed to go back to be a nuke instructor, but he got in a little bit of trouble, had to go to captain's mast, and he got sent to Guam instead of a nice instructor gig. USS Wasp LHD. Nice. Very nice. Also just picked up my second PB1000 Pro. Woof. Got some bass going in there. All right. I got to see if I've missed anything. Nashville was part of the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit that was on 6th Fleet to 5th Fleet once through the Suez. Very nice. FT on the Jacksonville 03 to 08. Very nice. FE on Guam LPH9. We should just do like Navy live streams. Hey, Rob, we're having a membership drive here, an unintentional one. If you want to be a member, click on the button and I will disappoint you with my behind the scenes videos. But you do get, I think, some emojis and stuff. Almost 15-year-old wannabe audiophile. You're 14? Really? You're not some just old man? Why are you hanging out with the old men in here? But seriously, if you're 14 and you're just getting into this hobby, man, I'm so proud of you. I was 11 when I put together my first system, 6 when I got my first Walkman. You're going to have a fun time. Fun time. USA, obsessed with the military. I wouldn't say we're obsessed with the military, but when you like, I think anybody is obsessed with people that come from their group. And the Navy, although there's a bunch of different things to do in the Navy, it's still a group. And there's camaraderie there. And everybody knows that there's sea stories involved. Everybody's got multiple sea stories because there's crazy stuff happens. So I would say that we're obsessed with camaraderie. And we're also obsessed with people that we know went through the same garbage that we went through. Because you get instant like street cred. Like anybody in the Navy, especially anybody that was on a sub, but anybody that's in the Navy, like we all know what we all went through. And not everybody goes through that. So I wouldn't call it obsessive. I just think it's cool. I think it's really cool. The Vet audio stream. It is. What do you think about vintage quad 303? I don't even know what that is. Let me Google that. Quad 33, vintage quad 33. Vintage quad 33. 303. Ooh. Here, let me share my screen. I would say jump on it, man, if you can. It looks really cool. Really cool. Share. I can't see that. Anyway, let me go back here. 1600. Is this it? That's really cool. That's really cool looking. Here, I had to pop down the screen. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me stop the share. Let me present. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Share. Look at that thing. That's very cool, man. Very cool. I like it. We're very tribal by nature. That's right. Yeah. The Marine Corps is a part of the Department of the Navy. We just have way different regulations than squids. You guys are transportation. Not on a sub, we're not. Not on my boat, you're not. No Marines allowed. Yeah, I've heard that joke many times. Many times. I also went to flight school with some Marines. Now, I was enlisted on subs, and then I got picked up for an officer program and went to flight school unsuccessfully. I washed out on medical. All right. Darko just did a vid on that. On this? Is that Kashan? Is that a new product? Or is it an old product? Must be vintage. He said vintage. 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 Being an audiophile is about appreciating good sound, not necessarily owning the way to produce it. Buy your way up slowly. Find what you like. I agree with that because it is so different, right? Like just because you drop, this is the reason why I started the channel, because just because you drop $2,000 on an integrated amp, $1,500 on a pair of speakers doesn't mean it's going to be like good. I got the KEF LS50, the previous generation, and then a Moonby Sim Audio integrated amp, and knew those things were both. I got them used, but I turned it on. I'm like, I like my AVR with a pair of ELACs better. Anyway, that's good advice, because if you don't know what you like, you could end up getting something and be very, very underwhelmed. So Darko did a review. I'll have to check it out. Billy Winsock. Old school quads were decent, but had strange cable linkages. For some reason, quad owners like to mess with the hardware. I think they're cool looking. All right. No jar heads on tin cans either. Plenty of washed out seals though. We had a seal do like his last tour on a boat. He was a master chief, and he just legit walked around. Like he was part of the drill team every now and again, but like he just was along for the ride. It's kind of funny. Female audiophile. This is a unicorn right here. Greetings, Randy. Female audiophile. One of a few. I have a theory. So when I look at my demographics on YouTube, my audience is 98% male, and then like 2% female. And I'm convinced that the 2% that are female are actually guys that are just using their wife's account to watch me. But hello, female audiophile, running Ever Solo A10 with Daisy with my Acoustats 2+2 electrostatic. Awesome sound. Wow. That sounds like a heck of a system. Daisy's a good DAC. Did you upgrade the op amps? Got some Sparkos in your life? Welcome. Hopefully we don't scare you away. Anthony, can you suggest me comparing a Cambridge CX81-2 versus Marantz Cinema 50? I know both are different amps, but I need to know all the will the CX81 sounds better on music I love, movies too, so I'm confused. I've never heard of I've never heard the Marantz Cinema 50. I couldn't tell you. I will say that the CX81 Mark II, very clean, neutral amp. Very clean. It's a good amp. Very good amp. Sparkos 2590s. I bet that thing sounds great. I still haven't upgraded my Daisy yet. It's still just the TIs. I'm a little afraid to. Number one, because I have to open it up, and I don't want to open it up. Number two, like it's going to be, it'll just take it to the next level. The only Navy guys that got off the ship in the Gulf were bosun's mates and SEALs. Navy gets to sit back on ship and do fevers, quarter drills a day. I was a nuke, so we were always the first ones that had to be there and the last ones to leave because we had to start up the reactor. Yeah. Just ordered a Fozzie and some Sparkos for my garage setup. That's nice. Nice. 2590s. Studley 14. Thanks for the mention. I don't know what did I mention? At 2% might be former male athletes. Listen, you're going to trigger somebody. You're going to offend somebody with that comment. It's not going to be me, though. General Court GQ, baby. Sorry, typo. Yeah. Theo R2R versus just Shally J2W with Sparkos. I've never heard the Theo. Never heard the Theo. The 44, I like, as far as J2S goes, the 4493, I think, is the best sounding one out of that group. But there's kind of a bit of a caveat there because the new 4499 chip with the 4191, so the J3, basically, I think you can get the J3 in a 4493. But anyway, bear with me. The 4493 is either voltage or current based. I can't remember what, but the 4499 is the exact opposite. Anyway, the takeaway is the 4493 is not as affected by swapping op amps. It still is, but it's not as effective or as affected if you swap out the op amps than the 4499, if that makes sense. And it's because of the voltage based or current based. Yeah. Yeah. I tried the Sparkos op amps in my unit and they sounded like specific frequencies were just missing. I'll prefer the bursts and vivids. I've got some bursts and vivids here that I've never been able to put into anything because they're too big. That's cool. That's what's great about some of these op amps, especially these discrete op amps. Lots of choices. Ooh, Tyler's at home. So what vintage units do you got in your arsenal these days? Do you have DAC pairing preferences with these units? I want to get a Jashale to put with a Marantz 2245. Ooh, beautiful piece. I have got not very many anymore, which is probably 6. I got a realistic, which isn't plugged in. What is that? STA 2270 right here. Beauty, I think from 84. Got a very nice Kenwood back there that Lenny Florentine gave me. Beautiful piece. It's huge though. It's 26 inches wide. You can't even fit it into a regular rack. And then I've got another realistic, which is really cheap, but it's the same model as the first receiver I ever got, so I had to buy it just to have it. And then we got a Yamaha. Where is it? You can't see it. A Yamaha, I can't remember what it is. I think it's from 76. And then an old Pioneer on top of that, which I need to send to one of my patrons. I keep forgetting. Thanks for getting the membership join button working. Thank you for joining. Looking forward to some behind the scenes shenanigans _bookshelf. Yeah, I've got to put a reminder to shoot those. I'm just going to shoot them like unedited though, probably on my phone. Just have some fun, some cool stuff. Kind of go through what I've got. Everyone seems to love the Theo K11. I don't know if like I'm not Theo's cup of tea or whatever, or maybe they don't have my email. But anyway, I don't get emails from him. H. Fraley, Thanks to all the service members here today. You're welcome. If they're anything like me, I had a great time. I got paid. It was awesome. A lot of fun. Not always easy, but it was a lot of fun. I purchased an Emotiva TA2 based on your reviews. I always get nervous when I read that first sentence because I don't know what's coming later. I don't know if they're going to say like, it sucks. But you're saying, and wow, also matched with the Klepsch 8000 F2. I stream with the Ween Pro, again, based on your review. It sounds so amazing. That is awesome, Scott. You know what you should do? The TA2 has a DAC inside. So the cool thing is you can like test the DAC in the Ween, and then you can optical out or coaxial out into the TA2. And then you can play and you can do the reviewer game at home. Which one do I like better? Sounds like an awesome system, though. TA2 is a great piece. Integrated amp or preamp plus power amp. It depends. There's not nearly as many choices with a preamp plus power amp unless you want to mix and match. Sorry. Or integrated. What is your name? Is it Fabio? Fabio, let me know in the comments if you can, what your budget is. Wirehead likes the Bursons, but have to use them on an exposed PCB. Yep. Otherwise, they don't fit in the case of a Fozzy amp. Yeah. I'm thinking about like, is it just too low? Because most of those don't even have enough like real estate on the board to fit them within the components. Mm-hmm. All right, we already read that one. I have a CA1000 Yamaha CA. I think mine's a CA800. No, mine's a CR800. Yes, receiver. So you have the amp. I bet that's awesome. I got a 330B HK 330B receiver from. I minimized the screen and I'm old, so I can't see. Kijiji? All Gishelli, no contest, homegrown. Yeah. Love my Gishelli friends. CX81 Mark II need a good pair under $1,500. People often try to improve their systems by buying a slightly better amp. I know where you're going, and I agree with you. Speakers or cables. But many of them never realize that a good setup needs a really good room and acoustics. Your thoughts? I'm the wrong guy to talk about when it comes to like room acoustics because like it's not happening in my house. In the living room, the ceilings are just way too high. Upstairs, I just don't care. I don't want to do that. That sounds terrible to me. Because there's so much time involved and then you got to move it around. Like if I didn't have kids and didn't have a wife and it was just me, then maybe I would think about it. But that's just something that isn't going to happen in my life right now. Never say never. I can still hear a difference among stuff. Now, maybe I'm just like, ignorance is probably bliss because maybe if I did have a great treated room, it would be like that much better. But it's not going to be my thing. I'm not saying anybody like it's bad if anybody is into it. I think they should be because they're, obviously smart people do it and have it. But it's maybe when the kids get out of the house, maybe. I don't think I can do it in the living room though, because the ceilings are so high. But since the ceilings are so high, then maybe the reflections don't matter. Just upgraded my DMP A6 Master Edition with the linear. It doesn't come with a linear power supply. I thought the thing came with it. It doesn't come with a wall wart, does it? Anyway, seems to really bring out the clarity and detail that I love. Yeah, anybody that says power supplies don't matter, they've never heard a good power supply. They absolutely do. Now, just because you get a linear power supply doesn't mean it's going to be great. There's some bad ones, especially some of the ones off of AliExpress. I think it's Pine Tree Audio makes some linear power supplies here in the US, and I guess they're really, really good. Scott Hill, no problem. And you're welcome. All right. I just remembered a funny anecdote from my submarine friends. It was about being on subtenders, and they were welded to the dock. Yeah. We never saw a subtender because we were a boomer, so we just went out and hid from everybody. All right. Marketplace. Klipsch reference Premier 150M with stands. They're asking 250. Good deal or could do better? You can do better. The 150 was the precursor to the RP, I think 500M. And you can get a brand new pair of RP 500Ms for probably that price. So unless you're like looking for the stands, but that's 2 generations old. Not that that's a bad thing, but you can probably find the RP 500Ms because they've been going on sale. They'll go on sale, go off sale, go on sale. But yeah, you can probably get them for $200 and then buy your own stands. Let's see. Realistic Lab 400 turntable, Realistic Optimus CD player. Come on, man, stop it. You're making me jealous. Optimus receiver, floor standing speakers, bookshelf speakers. They still work. Oof, all realistic all the time. I love that. I liked realistic because that was like the only thing I could afford. Or it was at least aspirational for me when I was a kid. You've influenced a lot of people, hopefully positively. Bought a Modius and a Ween Pro based on your recommendations and reviews. I don't remember reviewing the Modius. I know I talk about the Ween Pro every day. Have you ever seen the Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby? So when he's doing the prayer, when they're getting ready to eat and they have like a bunch of Taco Bell and KFC and stuff, and he thanked God for like, what was it? I can't remember what it was, like blueberry Powerade or something like that, because he had a deal with Powerade, so he had to mention them all the time. I don't have a deal with Ween, but I do mention them all the time. Anyway, Sully, look at you. I'm gonna maximize this because I can't see. Just got my shit SIN today to replace the Marantz AV7701. Curious to hear how the analog surround sound works. Man, you got to experience it for yourself, and then you tell me. One of my buddies, though, who oddly enough was also in the Navy, just got a SIN, and he absolutely swears by it. He has got a Weem, I can't remember which one, hooked up to it, and he ran the room correction, and I think he has Kali audio, which are powered monitors on it. I don't know what he has in the back. He says it's the greatest thing he's ever heard, and he was big time into home theater. So anyway, all right. I got to jump off here in a second. We're going to get to as many as we can. Build an audio fort in the living room. That's right. Put a tent up for the kids. Rob German, thank you for becoming a member. All right. Whew. Wirehead, another member. Love my Minimus 7s. I've got some Minimus upstairs I'm using as, oh my goodness, here it is. Mystic Mountain Blueberry, J-Dog, 5002. First pitch, out of the park, nailed it. Mystic Mountain Blueberry. Let's see. You're a big DIYer, right? I used to be. I kind of enjoyed it. I don't have enough time to do it anymore. You should build a set of open Alpas. Best bang for the buck of experience in headphones. Ooh, DIY headphones. I would spend like a month making that video and nobody would watch it, or not very many. Ed, you're not late. Well, you kind of are. we're legit getting ready to wrap it up. Old guy hi-fi, my friends. I just got an LPS from Beat Schnicks. It's the LHY LPS 6, and it seems to be all kinds of positive reviews. I've noticed a quieter sound floor. That's interesting, and helps to clean up the sound just that little bit better. I might have one of those. Both of the linear power supplies that I have came from patrons. I bought one and somebody just sent me the other one. It might be that LHY. Does it have like a voltage meter on the front of it? What do I think about open baffle speakers? I don't think I'm evolved enough to have an opinion on open baffle speakers. Not my thing right now. I like a box speaker, like a good box speaker. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for everyone that became a member. I really appreciate that. Whether you believe it or not, that was not my intention, but it was my intention earlier, but then I forgot that I was supposed to do it. And I just wanted to get on, do a live stream. So, very cool. All the members. That's awesome. Any interest in reviewing the TAC TN5BB turntable? I don't know. I just did one. Which one was it? I did the TN4D. So probably not. Turntables are another one that like people don't generally watch. So I'm going to take a break from turntables for a while. Adam's in Alaska. Very nice. I got a t-shirt order from Alaska and I went to send it. It's an APO address too. So it's a military base. And I went to send it and it was like they needed. So Adam, I don't know if you live there. Anyway, said I have to like fill out customs forms and I couldn't do it. I'm like, it's Alaska. I mean, I guess maybe it goes through Canada if it's going truck. Anyway. You like Q Acoustics review the Q300? The Q Acoustics cut me off. They won't allow retailers to send me, or they won't allow a specific retailer to send me Q Acoustics, or not Q Acoustics. Anyway, are we talking KEF or Q Acoustics? The Q300. I'm not familiar with that one. I just did the 3020Cs. I've done the 3030Cs. I've done the 5020s, the 5010s, the 5040s, the 5050s. Prior to that, I did the 3030Is, 3020Is. Yeah, I bought the Eyes one though. That was way back in the heyday. All right. I reviewed the TN5BB on my channel. Old guy hi-fi. Very nice. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good week. Maybe I'll get on and do another one of these later if I don't have time to make a video. Thank you so much. Listen, we can all like whoever we want to like. There's a bunch of Canadians in here and we still love each other. We have nothing to do with anything that's going on. So we shouldn't do that. If you do that, then that's weird. Because we're just people. I'm not in charge. No one would elect it. I couldn't get elected to be like to my HOA board. So we just love each other. We're all just a bunch of goofy audiophiles. So yeah. Anyway, speaking of loving each other, there's Todd T, my man, longtime patron. Speaking of loving each other, I love every one of you guys. Maybe. I can say that because I don't know you personally. You may be really weird. But right now, I love all of you. And I've loved everyone that I've met in person. So anyway, have a great one. Have a great week. Be safe. Be kind. Bye.